If you walk into Genesee County Court and say, I want to see my mortgage first, produce the mortgage. They can't do it. They can't do it because, as you've heard in the past year, they've chopped it up 100 times. They've bundled it, rebundled it, sold it, taken derivatives out on it, then taken credit default swap insurance out on that. It's spread across the 7 seas, your mortgage. There is no paper anymore. The paper yesterday even said the banks themselves are admitting that they cannot find the paperwork for 1/3 of the mortgages in this entire country. It doesn't exist, and that judge can't throw you out if they don't have the piece of paper proving that they have the right to throw you out, because that piece of paper is in China. That piece of paper is in China. So you say to the bank, you go to China and go find my 100 pieces of my mortgage all split up and see if you can glue it back together, then come back to court, then maybe we can talk.
All right.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moore. I am a Davison High School student here with the film crew DTV, and you made that analogy earlier about asking the doctor what you can do to save yourself. And I would like to know, when these people go home tonight and when myself and fellow students go back to school on Monday, what can we do to save ourselves?
Number one, stop believing the lies you're being told, especially in school. Read, learn, get information from other sources. Sometimes you have to read a paper, and thank God for the internet. You have to read a paper from another country to find out what's going on here. Read The Guardian from Britain. You know, get information. That's the very first thing you've got to do. Then you've got to believe that you've got some power in your hands. And in whatever way you decide to use it, as I tried to show at the end of the film with the families in Miami, with the workers in Chicago, they'll be so freaked out if you organize 10 of your students to do something, anything, because they're so not used to it anymore, they won't know what to do. You'll have the upper hand already, right from the get-go. And I would encourage you to do that. And then there's a whole bunch of other things. I mean, there's things people can do personally, in terms of what you can do just to try to protect yourself from this system that's out to suck the money from you any way it can. And let me tell you something, when I was your age in Davison, there's nobody on our block that had a credit card. Nobody. I remember actually one father on the block had a Shell card, a gas card. And maybe, I think one of the moms had a JCPenney card. That was it, right? Those were the credit cards back then. Nobody had a Visa or MasterCard, $10,000, $20,000 in debt, right? And when any of us were of college age, when we wanted to go to college, we didn't go to a private bank to get a loan. There was a sign on a door on the campus and it said, Financial Aid Office. And you walked in there and you got a scholarship, a grant, work study, maybe you had to work 10 hours a week in the library, or a low interest loan, like 1 to 2% from the college. Pay it back when you can. Right? Anybody my age remember that? That's the way it was. But it's rigged now to put you, when you hit 22 years old and you leave those college doors, to already be, I think what's the average I read, the average college student is $6,000 in credit card debt and $20,000 to $30,000 in student loan debt, and many of them much more than that.
Slaves to the bank.
You're already, right, they already have you at that point. And you've got to go get a job, maybe not the job you want, maybe not the job you trained for, maybe not the dream that you have. You just go better find something and get something, and when you get that job, make sure you don't cause any trouble. Make sure you don't unionize or organize the place. Do what you're told. Work 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. You better not rock the boat because you've got that college loan to pay off. You've got that credit card thing to pay off. Oh, and by the way, with what little money we give you, why don't you slip a little into this thing called the 401k?
Yeah.
You know, and hey, we'll even match it. You know? My dad, our dads, the way it used to be was called a defined pension plan. It was there, locked away for you when you retired. Instead of the crazy system that they came up with, because they're always looking for a way to suck money out of us. So I don't know if that was any help. I'm willing to sing the Davison fight song for you if you want to hear that. Now that Jay Leno has started my singing career for me. Oh, Davison High, we're gonna fight, we're gonna win for you tonight, and we'll fight fair, and we'll be square, and I don't remember anything else from those years.
Hi, Michael. My name is Paul Herring, and first of all, I want to reintroduce myself to you. I'm the gentleman who caught the gentleman who stole the TV truck when you did Roger and me.
Just pause for one moment and just rewind and say that one more time, because the right-wing websites, the ones that attack me all the time, this is one of the key things they like to say, that, and the Flint Journal said it too at the time, that I made it up in the film.
No.
That the TV truck was never stolen before they went on the air. Anybody remember that?
It was stolen.
Yes.
And you remember?
I'm the guy who caught the guy.
So now, I don't know who you are. You're the man that...
I'm the guy who caught the guy standing in line at the Copa nightclub who stole the Channel 7 truck. Now listen, I don't want that to be my claim to fame, because I need to thank you for something else, Michael.
That would be in your obituary in the Flint Journal if it's still around.
With any luck. But again, that experience got me, I couldn't afford a film camera like yourself and Mr. Window, who had done Community Street at the time. But I was able to borrow a video camera. And I was able to go out to our local public access station. And I was able to make a difference in this community. I host and I produce several, thank you very much. I host, produce, and mentor people who use public access to inform the community.
Thank you.
I see one small problem with our plan here,
Yeah.
and it's that we're going to count on mainstream media to get the message out.
I
All
don't.
corporate.
Good. But what we're doing here is the Comcast and the AT&Ts are dismantling public access across the nation. It's too late for Flint. We've already been had. But if we had a national person to sponsor and bring this to the attention of the masses, maybe we could stop what's happened here, where they've closed all our facilities, they've ended all our training, they've ended all our access.
You're saying that Flint, it's too late because of Comcast already?
Between Comcast and our administrations and the Williamson debacle, we are almost lost. I mean, there's a few of us, of us, still trying to fight the good fight.
Well, I think that people want you to keep doing that. I think that you can organize people to stop them from doing that. And I remember years ago when the head of Comcast, this behemoth cable company across the country, sent his son to be in charge of Comcast for Flint, Michigan.
Yes.
Sent his son here. Yep. Wanted to keep it really close to the, because we were known as people that wouldn't put up with any shit.
I was there.
And all I can say is I think you heard from people here that they would support you in trying to keep that public access open. You're telling me
is the argument of this movie that capitalism is unchristian, among other things?
Yes, I think it's anti-Christian. I think
capitalism and anti-Christian.
Absolutely, it goes completely against the values of Jesus and Moses and Muhammad and Buddha. All the great religions say that the pie at the table is to be divided fairly, and that you're not to leave a whole group of people behind, and that you will be judged by how you treat the poor. And capitalism, our form of capitalism today, is all about gimme, 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 make as much as you can, and to hell with the other guy. I've done this for 20 years, and I'm tired of dancing around it. Make a movie about General Motors here, make a movie about the healthcare industry there. These are all spokes to the hub, and that hub is capitalism, and it's a system that it's anti-American, meaning it's anti-democratic, and it's anti-Jesus. And until we redefine it, I'm going to oppose it, and I'm going to encourage other people to